Welcome to the channel, and today we'll be doing something totally different from what you're used to. We'll be taking the fastest selling hip hop albums of 2018 and compare them to the social media following of the artist to see if we can establish any correlation between album sales and social media popularity. Of course, the best way to go with this is to use equivalent album sales rather than actual album sales, since equivalent sales is technically a popularity index of an album based on actual album sales, total song downloads, and total streaming figures. If you're still having trouble understanding what we mean by equivalent sales figures, be sure to refer to our previous video that broke this down at the link that pops up at the top right corner now. To summarize this, actual sales is the purchased album whether physical CDs or digital via platforms like iTunes. Song downloads make track equivalent album sales by counting 10 song downloads equal to 1 album sale, and streaming equivalent sales as 1,250 premium audio streams equal to 1 album sale. Like I said earlier, refer to our previous video for more on this. Today we'll be trying to establish if social media following can predict the performance of top hip-hop albums using equivalent sales worldwide of the fastest selling hip-hop albums of 2018 and comparing them to the social media following of the artist. And before we get started, remember to subscribe if you're new to the channel and turn on notifications. Facebook is the biggest social media platform in the world, but in terms of fan interest and the rate at which they follow their idols, Facebook has peaked and is in free fall at the moment. Despite having over 2 billion active users, a quick search on Facebook will show you that younger folks are no longer interested in using the platform to connect with your favorite hip-hop artists, and here are a few examples. One of the hottest new hip-hop artists of 2018, Lil Baby, currently has a verified page on Facebook with only 179,000 page likes. Compare this to his Instagram for instance, and on that platform, Lil Baby has 4.5 million followers. The same applies to Travis Scott with just 1.5 million page likes on Facebook compared to his Instagram with 14.1 million followers. Artists that have been around for a while like Eminem and even Drake show different results than the newer kids. Eminem for instance has 88 million likes on Facebook and Drake 35 million likes on Facebook. Initially, we planned to use Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, but since we're talking about recent trends, Facebook wouldn't be an accurate representation for this experiment in this video, so Facebook is disqualified. I'd also like to know how many of you guys still use Facebook. Tell us in the comment section below. Now we're left with Instagram and YouTube, the only other two platforms with over 1 billion active users that are applicable in this experiment. WhatsApp is huge, but for an experiment like this, it is pretty much useless. And now it's time to reveal the social media stats of the artists behind the fastest selling hip hop albums worldwide of 2018 so far. And at the end, we'll try to establish the relationship between social media popularity and equivalent album sales. J. Cole's K.O.D. was one of the fastest selling hip hop albums worldwide in 2018. K.O.D. topped the charts in the United States and on its release week was the best selling album worldwide. J. Cole is not the most active on Instagram with only 16 posts, but has 3.5 million followers on the platform. On YouTube, J. Cole has 2.87 million followers on his official channel, and his totals on both platforms are 6.37 million followers. Juice WRLD, one of the hottest new hip-hop artists of 2018, also had one of the fastest selling albums worldwide of 2018 in hip-hop. What we mean by fastest selling in this context is the number of weeks to sell over 1 million copies worldwide, and his Goodbye and Good Riddance album was a slow-burning million-plus seller in 2018 that caught the industry by surprise. Juice WRLD made Billboard's list of the top 10 male artists of the year, and on YouTube has 1.88 million subscribers. On Instagram, he has 4.5 million followers, bringing his total to 6.38 million followers on the two most popular applicable platforms to this experiment. Culture 2, the 2018 double album from the Migos, is also one of the fastest selling hip-hop albums of 2018 based on equivalent sales worldwide. The album debuted at number 1 in the United States but was the second best-selling album worldwide on its release week despite selling over 250,000 equivalent units. None of the singles managed to top Bad and Bougie from the first Culture album, and on YouTube, Migos have 7.55 million subscribers and 9.1 million followers on Instagram, bringing their total to 16.68 million followers. Lil Wayne's highly anticipated Carter 5 album released in 2018 and was also one of the fastest selling hip hop albums in the world in 2018. On its release week, Carter 5 topped the Billboard 200 albums chart in the United States and was also the best selling album of the week globally based on equivalent sales. Lil Wayne has 7 million subscribers on YouTube and 9.7 million followers on Instagram, bringing his total to 16.7 million followers on both platforms. Travis Scott also had a great year, and Astroworld is indeed one of the fastest selling hip hop albums of 2018. It topped the albums chart in the United States and was also the best selling album in the world on its release week. Travis Scott also earned his first #1 from the album and on Instagram has 14.1 million followers and 3.9 million subscribers on YouTube, bringing his total to 18 million followers on both platforms. Post Malone's second studio album Beer Bongs and Bentleys released in 2018 and is also one of the fastest selling hip hop albums of the year. It was the best selling album in the United States on its release week and was also the best selling album worldwide on its release week. The album has spawned several hits and Post Malone also has quite the following on social media. On YouTube, Post Malone has 9.3 million subscribers and on Instagram 14.5 million followers, bringing his total to 23.8 million followers on both platforms. XXXTentacion was murdered a few months ago, which is quite sad for someone who just began to enjoy the fruits of his labor. His Question album was also one of the fastest selling hip hop albums of 2018 and peaked at #1 on the US Billboard 200 albums chart. On its release week, it was the second best selling album worldwide based on equivalent sales and crossed the million mark worldwide just 1 week after his death. On YouTube, XXX has 15.58 million subscribers and on Instagram has 15.4 million subscribers, bringing his total to 30.98 million followers on the two most relevant platforms for this experiment. 2018 has been a great year for Cardi B. She's had a couple of #1 songs in the United States and her debut studio album, Invasion of Privacy, also debuted at #1 in the United States and was in fact the best-selling album in the world on its release week. On Cardi B's official YouTube channel, she has 7.87 million subscribers and on Instagram has 37.7 million followers. With such huge differences between YouTube subscribers and Instagram followers, it's safe to say her fans are more interested in her lifestyle than her actual music, and Cardi B's results so far stand at 45.57 million followers. We excluded Facebook from this study because it doesn't accurately represent current trends of how fans connect with your favorite artist, but Eminem just transcends the norms once again. Despite being a rapper from the 90s, Eminem's Kamikaze album was one of the fastest selling hip hop albums of 2018 and his social media following is as active as an artist that is just peaking in this era of music. On Instagram, Eminem has 24.5 million followers, and on YouTube, Eminem's official channel has 34.85 million followers, bringing his total to 59.35 million followers on both platforms. Drake's 2018 double studio album Scorpion is the biggest hip-hop album of the year based on equivalent album sales worldwide and has had the biggest hip-hop week of the year so far. The album has spawned several top 10 singles in the United States and in terms of social media following, Drake is huge. On Instagram, Drake has 52.2 million followers and on his official YouTube channel has 16.96 million followers, bringing his totals to 69.16 million followers. So far, based on popularity on the most relevant social media platforms based on 2018 trends, it goes as Drake with 69.16 million followers, Eminem with 59.35 million followers, Cardi B with 45.57 million followers, XXXTentacion with 30.98 million followers, Post Malone with 23.8 million followers, Travis Scott with 18 million followers, Lil Wayne with 16.7 million followers, Migos with 16.68 million followers, Juice WRLD with 6.38 million followers, and J. Cole with 6.37 million followers. Now, how does this social media ranking compare to the fastest selling hip hop albums of the year worldwide? So far, all the artists we listed have the fastest selling hip hop albums of the year worldwide, and only the Black Panther soundtrack album was excluded from the list. Surprisingly, 7 of the 10 fastest selling hip hop albums matched the social media popularity of the artists behind them with only 3 exceptions. Cardi B's album performance didn't match her social media popularity, XXXTentacion didn't match, and J. Cole's album didn't match the ranking. The 7 others followed the rankings. Drake, Eminem, Post Malone, Travis Scott, Lil Wayne, Migos, and Juice WRLD performed according to their social media ranking, and there are possible reasons why the other 3 didn't match. Cardi B, for instance, was already a popular reality star before she was known to be a rapper, so many of her followers are probably more interested in her lifestyle than her music. XXXTentacion's death increased his following on social media, and remember, his album crossed the 1 million mark 1 week after his death to signify a surge in popularity due to the incident. And that leaves us with J. Cole. J. Cole's album sold faster than albums from Migos, XXX, and Juice WRLD, despite having the least social media popularity, and my guess is that this is due to his activity on social media platforms in general. I'd like to know your thoughts on this in the comment section below, as so far, 7 of the 10 fastest selling hip hop albums of the year match the rankings of the artists based on social media popularity. And if you enjoy the content of this channel, consider donating to our PayPal at the link in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave your interpretation of this data in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.